Lots of people dream of being financially free. Many will have made the link between financial freedom and buy-to-let rental properties, but think that it is outside of their reach. Others just assume that they need to have millions in the bank, which seems unrealistic, so they don't even try. That's never going to work.
The only way to achieve something is to break it down into manageable chunks. Today we're breaking financial freedom down into units of rental property. How many do you need to escape your job and maintain your current lifestyle? 20? 10? 2? The answer is the difference between a pipe dream and a realistic goal.
You buy properties using mortgages. There's no two ways about it. Interest-only mortgages to be exact. If that's not for you, you will never be a property investor. Using mortgages means that you can buy property and start earning income years before you could do otherwise, and for a fraction of the price. This is the secret of how ordinary people can amass huge property portfolios.
But you don't need a huge portfolio. You only need enough properties to cover your outgoings so you can quit your job. Am I right? Maybe you like your job, but just want a better lifestyle nonetheless. So how many investment properties do you need for financial freedom? Let's check it out.
Welcome to Unshackled.com, the investing and finance channel that sets you and your finances free.
I'm Andy and that was Ben, and if you like what we say, hit the like button and click subscribe.
If you're a keen beginner investor, then we have some awesome bonus offers on Unshackled.com across many investment platforms for new users. £50 cash, £100 cash, and shares worth up to £200 are there to be taken.
We'll put a link to the offers page in the description below, so be sure to check that out. Now let's get into the video.
What's your day rate? Do you know how much you earn from your job? That is, per day and after tax. Make a mental note of it. In this video, we will assume you take home £100 a day after tax from your job. We'll show you at the end how to convert the numbers from this video into your own salary.
If you're taking home £100 a day, then in theory, every £100 that you earn outside of a job is a day that you don't have to work. How can you bring in £100 a day? Well, you could have £600,000 in investments paying you dividends at 4%, or you could have the income from 5 average rental properties, which might only cost you £30,000 each to establish.
A rental property bringing in just £400 profit a month might seem so far removed from financial independence that it's not even worth bothering with. But it sounds much better when you realise that that replaces 4 days of work each month, or a day each week. You could go part-time after your first purchase, dropping a day each week and extending your weekend by 50%. Baby steps which have an immediate impact on your standard of living.
What does a property cost? A standard single-let property, which houses just one person or a family, can require an investment of just £30,000 in many towns and cities north of London. We use the word just in the relative sense. To buy an affordable rental property outright, you'll be looking at £120,000 to £150,000, but by using a mortgage, we get that investment down to a much more achievable amount.
Other videos go into the details of mortgage types, property profit calculations, and the logistics of buying and renting. We have a useful property series which we have linked to in the description below. But for now, what matters is that one unit of freedom, one single let property, can cost you around £30,000 with a mortgage, and each property can bring you in an after-tax profit of £400 a month.
How many properties do you need? Going back to thinking about property in terms of the number of days that you save yourself from having to work a job, what we've just said is that you currently bring home £100 a day from your job, working 20 days a month. You'd need to replace £2,000 of income a month. You can do this with 5 rental properties, generating £400 profit each per month.
Alternative property models. You can get to financial freedom with property quicker if you're willing to put in more effort. Let's look at some other ways that you can get to £2,000 a month take-home income with property. Number 1, HMO model. A HMO, house in multiple occupation, rents out by the room to multiple tenants who share the common living spaces of lounge, kitchen and bathroom. Think student housing, but many professionals also choose to live this way due to the low cost of renting out just a room instead of a whole house, and also for the social benefits.
This model can multiply your rate of return by 1.5 or even double compared to a single let, but can require twice as much cash outlay to set one up. You might spend £60,000 setting up a HMO, which brings you in £1,200 profit a month, effectively worth 3 single lets for the price of 2.
One HMO plus 2 single lets could get you to £2,000 a month. HMOs are not as easy to set up though as they once were. Many councils won't even allow you to anymore in their areas. And inevitably, the problems of multiple tenants end up being your problems too.
Number 2, live-in landlord model. Similar to the HMO model, but you live there too as your main home. The advantages are as follows. You don't need to buy both a home and a first rental property. They can be the same thing. You are on site to resolve any issues and will likely have a better relationship with and greater control over the inhabitants. There are also tax benefits to take advantage of, such as the rent-to-room scheme, allowing you to earn £7,500 tax-free.
You probably don't need to get to £2,000 a month with this model. You personally are paying no rent, and the rent from your multiple lodgers can cover the cost of your bills and your mortgage cost, meaning you only need the one house to be financially free, albeit living in an indefinite student lifestyle. It is likely to be unsustainable in the long term as you get older and want a family, but over the years you can start moving profits into setting up other rental properties to move away from your lodger's incomes when the time comes.
Get there faster. Reduce your outgoings. Cutting your outgoings and living a less lavish lifestyle can cut the number of properties that you need to become financially free. We believe that most people can trim a couple of £100 a month from their expenses. For instance, cheaper food, less nights out, and realising just how many £10 a month subscriptions you've racked up over the years.
Trimming some of your bills and saving £200 a month almost doesn't seem worth it until you realise that it equates to an extra 2 days a month that you don't have to work. And it's half a property less that you need to buy. Remember, you can go halves with a friend when you're buying investment property.
Supplement freedom with other income to get there even quicker. Maybe all-out early retirement doesn't need to be your goal. The beauty of thinking about properties in terms of the number of days saved is that you only need to own 2 or 3 and it will open up new options for you. You could work 2-day weeks in a job that you'd actually enjoy, not just for the money. Or you could run a small business from home. Maybe this brings in £800 a month. That's 2 fewer properties that you need to buy.
Final sums. We've said that to match a £100 a day after-tax job income, that you would need 5 single-let properties generating £400 profit a month each. This will get you £2,000 a month. Total investment, £150,000. Alternatively, 1 HMO and 2 single-lets would get you there too, or 2 HMOs. Total investment, £120,000.
And there's the live-in landlord option for those who just want freedom now and are willing to live with others for a few years. Total investment, £60,000. Knock off £200 a month in cutbacks and £800 a month from a couple of days a week doing some work you enjoy, and you need half as many rentals, only 2.5 single lets in fact.
It's best not to quit your job though with no cash buffer, having just spent everything you have on rental property, and with your expenses exactly offset by the rental income from those properties. And cutting back on your lifestyle by slashing your expenses is not our approach anyway. What if the rental income stopped? It's a good idea to set up more income streams than you think you'll actually need to protect you when things go wrong.
Scale this to your income. In this video we've assumed a job income of £100 per day. But to work out how many rental properties that you need, then apply this simple calculation. Your actual take-home daily income after tax, divided by £100, times the number of rental properties from this example. If your take-home pay is £150 a month, instead of 5 single lets, you would need 7.5 single lets to live your same lifestyle.
It really is doable. The biggest challenge is buying that first property. Do that and the others will follow as you could reinvest for rent. And as we've shown, you can change your life with just 2 or 3 rental properties. Freedom is not that far away.
Question of the day, can you feel financial freedom is within your grasp? Let us know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. On this channel we talk about personal finance, investing and all things money. And if you want to see more great content, please click the subscribe button below.
This is moneyunshackled.com. See you next time.